Good evening, everybody. A very, very warm welcome to one of the very important sessions which is based on strategy. So before I begin any further, please give me a good to go, whether I'm audible, I'm visible, long time no see. So how is everybody doing? Quickly let me know before I begin any further. Hi Swastika, how are you? Thank you, Captain Jack Sparrow. Hi Sanatan. Hi Ankit, Facts with Himanshu. Help TSF. Hi everybody, how is everybody doing? Yes, long time no see. Yes, Devender, how are you? How is everybody doing? How are your preparations, guys? How is everything going? Quickly let me know before I begin this session, because yes, this is a power packed session which is very important at this point of time when it is just 1 month away. The day is just 1 month away. So it's very important to feel confident in yourself. It's very important to stabilize yourself. Electron now should not be in an excited mode. It should find stability now. And yes, with this, I welcome all of you. Let's have a phenomenal experience. Whatever your doubts are, please flood the chat. I will take them one by one. I know that you might have lots of questions to flood the chat with. So take this as an opportunity. Take this as a platform to dissipate all your pressure, dissipate all the inhibitions that you have, right? ठीक है, तो शुरू करें. Cool. चलिए, let's start the session for the strategy. Let me tell you that our strategy is important now that 1 month is, the JEE examination is just 1 month away. So 1 month is left. Is strategy important? Indeed it is. Steve Jobs said strategy is figuring out what not to do. And that's exactly why I am here right today in front of you, to let you know that these are the chapters you must do and these are the chapters you can take a chill pill, right? So Swastika, आपका doubt पढ़ लिया है. I'll address it as I go ahead. Physical chemistry की ही पहले बात करने वाले हैं. So I'm going to talk about physical chemistry first. So before I begin any further, let me also tell you that yes, there is this amazing app that you all guys can try. I think there is a free 14-day trial also which is going on. Get to know how things look like when you see them in 3 dimension, when you look at them in visual aspect, when you look at them in crazy analogies and in the crazy visualization way. I wish we had it in our times. I had a great chemistry teacher, but maybe then my physics and math would also have been equally good. I had a great chemistry teacher, so here I am in love with chemistry and spreading love for chemistry in all of you. So with this, let's get started. Joshua greeted you, but you did not reply. अरे यार, tension not. सभी के comments यहाँ पे देखे जा रहे हैं. So I'll keep addressing as and when we go forward. So let's start the agenda for the day, the important chapters. Should I begin? Let's do. All right. We are going to talk about important chapters from physical chemistry, guys. Chemistry में मेरा सिर्फ 60% syllabus ही complete है. Captain Jack Sparrow, जल्दी से फिर अपनी strategy बना लो. ठीक है? If this is what you're saying, if this is what you would think as well, that मेरा 60% complete है, 70% complete है. So make this a point. You should know what not to do and you must know what to do. That's what strategy is all about. And feel confident in yourself. Confidence will change the game. So observe here, guys, when I'm talking about some basic concepts of chemistry, this has to be your strong point. This has to be your strong point. Joshua is saying how to study electrochemistry. So you can see that when I'm talking about electrochemistry, observe that there can be 0 to 1 question in JEE mains. Is it important from advanced perspective? Yes. From JEE mains perspective, you may have no question also, but yes, you can have 1 question also from this chapter. So take a wise call, and it's a huge chapter. But if you're not doing some basic concepts of chemistry, no, you'll not be able to tackle other chapters as well of physical chemistry. Ma'am, is previous year questions chapter-wise good? See, success is saying, success, see success, please understand the success would come your way only if you're doing previous year questions, analyzing it, making a strategy out of it, understanding the pattern out of it. That's important. Previous year questions are important. Also, what's important? Mock papers. Sitting in the environment of examination and giving your paper. That's important. So right here, you can observe which all chapters are very important. Wherever you can see 1 to 2 coming, they're very important, my dear. Very, very important. Right. You can see here 1, 2, 3. Oh my God. Very, very important. In fact, like you know, chemical bonding is the very soul of inorganic. And when it comes to inorganic, you know that it's a do or die. You either know a question or you do not. There is no midway. And that's why these are the questions which will take least amount of time. Isn't it? So Anmol Jain is saying, yes, ma'am, mainly focusing on previous year questions. Exactly, Anmol. Time has come that previous year questions should be used as a tool to understand the pattern. If you know the pattern, you can decode anything. If you know the pattern of your mother, कि हाँ यार मैं अगर घर पे ये करूँगा तो मम्मी डांटेगी. If you know her pattern, you would not be moved by the action of the person. Don't you agree? So knowing pattern, if you know that the pattern is such that, okay, heat wave is going on, you understood the pattern, you will stay hydrated because you understood the pattern. If you know the winters are there, you would keep yourself cozy, get your warm stuff. Again, you're understanding the pattern and taking necessary action. So just knowing the pattern would do nothing. You must also take the necessary action. So if there is some lacuna, some gap, some point where you think maybe the preparation is not up to the mark, do that. Okay. Very important question that C Success has asked me is, ma'am, how to study equilibrium? So let me tell you, now that you've seen the important chapters which are very, very important, which you cannot miss. Cannot miss. Mole concept, chemical bonding, and equilibrium. Now equilibrium, like you were asking ki how to study. So let me give you this point here that you must have number 1, the formula sheet with you. For example, taking the example of equilibrium like C Success has asked. So see, when I'm talking about equilibrium, for example, I know that there are, and let me be very specific, I'm talking about, let's say, ionic equilibrium. Right? And if I'm talking about ionic equilibrium, what's the first formula that must knock the doors of your mind? The pH. pH of what? Strong acid. So, Abhijit has asked also a very relevant question. I'll just come back to inorganic in a bit. First, let's understand physical chemistry की strategy. I'm going to take one by one each of them. Physical, inorganic, organic. तीनों आपको आज बताऊंगी मैं किस तरीके से आप अपने आप को चिल रखते हुए पढ़ सकते हो. ठीक है? अब देखिए, पहला है माइनस लॉग H प्लस. ये पता होना मांगता है. This is for, let's say, strong acid. When I know that I'm talking about weak acid, then I know that the concentration of H plus, this can be written like this. I can write. So I can quickly derive my formula that the concentration of H plus is C into Ka. If the concentration of the acid is C, then root will come like this. So if I take minus log both the sides, this is the formula that comes. So it becomes this formula that I have pH is equal to pKa minus log C by 2. Then I can talk about Henderson-Hasselbalch equation for buffer. I know that there are two kinds of buffer, acidic buffer and basic buffer. Then the fourth thing that I know is, yes, there are, salt hydrolysis. When I talk about salt hydrolysis, I know that there can be a salt of strong acid and a weak base. I know there can be weak acid, strong base, and a weak acid, weak base. For strong acid plus strong base, pH is going to be equal to 7. Formula is this, this, this. Formula is this, this. That's how your brain should function. That's how your brain should function. Vladimir Putin is saying, why you are ignoring me? No wonder. Let me actually do that. Astha is saying, hi Astha, long time, huh? Ma'am, tell us these chapters in physical which are most important. So Astha, ये मैंने आपको बताया, देख लो गौर से, अच्छे से देख लो, right? So physical chemistry के लिए, these are the chapters you can't miss, which I've put a star, and the other chapters which are in front of you, you must know them, of course. But if you have not started, then maybe, spending your time on something which you have no clue of will make you underconfident right now. That's why whatever you know, strengthen that further. There shouldn't be a question that should go wrong from the topic that you know. That should be your focus. That should be your area of expertise. Whatever you know should be bang on clear. Joshua is asking, ma'am, please tell how to do with inorganic chemistry. I keep forgetting points even if I'm reading NCERT multiple points. Life में कितने छोटे छोटे problems हैं नहीं? सबसे पहले keep forgetting वाले जो negative connotations है that you use with studies. Don't do that. Right? Don't do that. So, next thing that you must understand is, yes. See, this is the one that is in bracket, right? So, yeah, swastika, bracket है वहाँ पे. अब पहला strategy clear हो जाना चाहिए सभी को. Everybody, all my lions out there should know number one strategy. एक A4 size sheet लेकर अपने दिमाग से, using your own brain, you should be able to write all the important formulae which are there in one chapter. If you're talking about atomic structure, first comes the Bohr's model. Bohr's model mein radius is this, velocity is this, energy is this, time period is this, frequency is this. Next, de Broglie equation this, Heisenberg uncertainty principle this. So you should be able to, replicate all the important aspects, and these are what are called short notes. Short notes are not that you have your class notes and you're just looking at them and making short notes out of it. अपना writing छोटा कर दिया, बोल रहे short notes बना रहे हैं. PDF मांग लिया, बोल लिया ये short notes है. No, it has to be self-written. You have to write it yourself. You have to write it all by yourself using your mind. And whosoever is saying, ma'am, I'm not able to remember, like Joshua was saying, याद नहीं हो रहा है inorganic के reactions, क्यों नहीं होगा? Something जो आपको याद नहीं हो रहा है, ignore it. But if you're observing it in your previous year papers, then you have to find creative ways to remember it. You do not have to remember it all. If you're thinking that your syllabus is vast, no, my dear, you're wrong. Karthik Gaur is saying, ma'am, my organic is very good because of you. Very nice. Thank you so much, Karthik. Good to hear that. Inorganic is also good. Very good. If I keep revising, there's a if associated to what Karthik Gaur has written, and just need to practice more in physical. Karthik, you already have put on your strategy in the comment here. What better, Karthik? Right? So, आपको पता है, see, there's nothing that cannot be mastered without practice. Practice makes everything perfect, right? So next one is practice consistently. That's what is required. You have to practice consistently. That's it. And be positive. See, positivity is something that can never go wrong. At least, let's say, Even if you're not able to remember something, don't say that ye yaad nahi ho raha hai. Fight and remember that. Because this is just the start. There is a huge whole life waiting for you ahead. And this platform of JEE makes you stronger, makes you understand this competitive environment around you better. So welcome to the world of competition, where this is something that you must take as a challenge, and remember that you can do it and you will do it, of course. Okay? So next thing comes the organic chemistry. When it comes to organic chemistry, again the same replication of everything. For example, if there are named reactions, how I want you to remember it always. Those who have studied from me know that you have to maintain a holy book where you write all the named reaction, who gives it, as in who is the substrate, what is the substrate, the reacting molecules, how it gives it, that means what's the reagent, and what is formed, that means the product. If you're able to decode this stuff, you're sorted in life. You're sorted. Okay? So Captain Jack Sparrow, let's stay in the present moment. Let's absorb the maximum out of it. Certainly, मैंने बहुत सारे sessions लिए भी हैं whenever I can. Very tight schedule. But yes, I was really missing you, so here I am. Right? Is it possible to crack JEE 2023 if we have wasted 11th class? यार वंश, एक सच्ची बात बताऊं तो तेरे जैसे बहुत है, तो टेंशन नॉट, शुरू करो. इसको ये मत सोचो कि अब पुराना हमने नहीं किया तैयारी तो क्या अब नहीं हो पाएगा, तो चलो करते ही नहीं है. नो. राइट? Abhinav Kumar is saying, ma'am, catalysts gets forgotten easily. I told you, become creative. Become creative. See, I'll tell you one very important thing. You guys are in the world of technology. Of course you are, because if you're able to see me, if you're conducting my live session, you know that you're in the world of technology. And technology has become very important, indispensable parts of our life. We can't do without it. I know that some of you might feel कि मैम आंखें थक जाती है, our eyes get tired, we get tired, it gives us a headache because we are in front of the screen all the time. I understand. So is with us. You're taking sessions all the time, eyes get tired, but then this is indispensable tool. You can't do just remove it from your life. You can't escape it anymore. So use it to your advantage. Utilize it to your advantage. There are apps which helps you focus. There are apps which monitors how long are you studying. There are many apps that will help you in monitoring itne se itna time, and you don't have to sit for 6 hours at stretch. You can always divide, okay, half an hour I will not move, I will be at my place, not moving anywhere. Just clean your surroundings around and get set, go. Okay? So make sure use things to your advantage. Having said that, Astha, thank you so much. आपने organic आसान बना दी है. So I really want to make your life also easy by helping you strategize better. That's why observe the chapters out here of organic chemistry very carefully. You can see that when I'm talking about hydrocarbons, very important. When I'm talking about haloalkanes, very important. When I'm talking about alcohol, phenols, ethers, very important. When I'm talking about carbonyl chemistry, very, 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 very important. It's the hub of named reaction. It's a hub of named reactions. This is the chapter where most of the reactions, the named reactions, stay. Hate word हटा दो. आस्था, ये hate shade कुछ नहीं करना है. Right? No hate. Let's just spread love. No hate. So never, the moment you're hating a subject, it will never give you fruits. It will never work in your advantage. It will never work for you. That's why I always advise you to keep the negative connotations away from your mind. ठीक है, अब बात करते हैं carbonyl compounds. Like I said, why is it important? It is the very heart and soul of the organic chemistry. It is somewhere in the middle of the all chapters as well. Whereas ye last ke 4 chapters I've seen students skipping it out, but yes, in the recent times they have become very important. So one thorough reading of NCERT will do the needful. Right? So what about environmental chemistry, chapter 14 of class 11th? Abhinav, like I said, ki not very important, but not something that you should skip, because it's, if a question comes, you would know it. So a good thorough reading, if you've gone through, sufficient, more than sufficient, right? But these are the chapters you can't miss. What else can't you miss? GOC. General Organic Chemistry. Ma'am, but there is no General Organic Chemistry chapter written out here. Yeah. But you know that it is the tool with which we decode any particular question. So if there's per se a question coming from hydrocarbons, you can't solve it without the required knowledge of GOC. There might not be a direct question coming on which of the following will show inductive effect. But you know how important it is in understanding the very essence of a reaction. So, GOC is a must. Suraj, my blessings are always with you. All I want you guys to be is very positive, very confident, and stay in flow. What do I mean by staying in flow? Let your challenges and your actions go hand in hand. If the challenges are going up, let your actions also keep going up. There's a direct proportionality. If the challenges are increasing, let your actions increase as well. Constructive actions. Okay? So, GOC, like I said, General Organic Chemistry, very important. Exactly like Karthik Gaur said, if you don't know GOC, then organic will kick you. That's true. That's the harsh reality of organic chemistry. But once you've mastered organic chemistry GOC, then everything is going to be easy peasy lemon squeezy, isn't it? Chemistry in everyday life and such chapters are easy and scoring, right? Absolutely, Swastika. They're very easy. Questions are, you know it or you do not know it. So you would know it. Answers will be done like this. There is no derivation, no mathematical solving that is required. That's why you would see that for JEE, the least time consuming subject is chemistry. So no matter if you like chemistry or you do not, something that will make the other subjects better also is chemistry. Because here, unlike math and physics, chemistry would take your least time and should be done when you're doing the mock test practices. Then you should be able to do it in half an hour to 45 minutes. Okay? So there are hardly 30 questions. Also work on reading skills. Your reading skills should also be absolutely, up to the mark. It should not be like that you knew the question but you didn't have the time to read it. That shouldn't be the case. Right? हाँ, ये बात सही कही है Captain Jack Sparrow. Lemon, the price has really increased. That's true. Astha is saying, मैम तभी तो मैंने कहा कि you're a heart and soul of organic chemistry. काश आपने स्टार्टिंग में फिजिकल के साथ भी डील किया होता. तो फिजिकल केमिस्ट्री के साथ डील अब आप कर सकते हो बहुत आसानी से. Make sure you make your cheat sheet. What I mean by cheat sheet is the formula sheet. That should be with you. Paste it, be creative, use different colored pens, use different strategies, maybe get a whiteboard and a marker at your home, write there, teach your friends, teach your sibling, teach your plant, anybody around. By teaching, you understand the best, isn't it? Okay, Harsh is saying, ma'am, I am a JEE 2024 aspirant. I'm confused from which book I should study. Either NCERT or other references book, please suggest. Harsh, देख अभी ये जो सेशन है ना, ये प्लान किया है जिनका 1 महीने बाद का पेपर है. So if I give you any book, no, everybody would start maybe, opening up that particular book. But at this point of time, everybody who are due for the next month, JEE paper 2022, now is not the right time to open a particular book and start solving question other than the previous year papers, your mock tests, the exemplar important questions from the important chapters that we are discussing here, right? So it's not advisable to start anything new at this point of time. And for 2024, we'll have ample of sessions, don't worry. Okay, so next thing for organic chemistry, understand the mechanism. Maybe not for everything. You don't have to understand mechanism for all the reactions per se. But you should have a vulture eye for the reactions. The moment you see them, you should know. Canizaro, yes, the mechanism I should know. Aldol, yes, I should know the mechanism. And like I said, divide every reaction in 3 parts. Who gives it, how it gives it, and what is formed. Who, how, and what should be high definition, crystal clear. Hashtag HDCC. Okay, Pooja is asking, chemistry in everyday life is full of structures, around 30-40, and they have no symmetry. How to learn them? Pooja, try learning them. Whatever stays in your mind, good. Try to find out patterns. If it stays with you, good. Do not worry otherwise. Dipanshu is asking, is biomolecules necessary for mains? If you observe the pattern, every time there is a question coming from biomolecules without fail. Without fail. Right? So it's important that you do it. But if there comes a question, so let me also tell you something. You know that you have options in your examination. So you do not have to do all the 30 questions. You just have to attempt 25. So you obviously can deal with whatever comes your way. It's not that you have to score full, but it's just that you have to score as good as possible. You have to make it up. You have to make it up for the mains. Alright. Well, next one is inorganic chemistry, something that has been made devil by all the memes around and so many series coming up which devilizes this very subject per se, this sub-subject of chemistry per se, inorganic chemistry. I don't know why there are so many memes around this subject. I love it. I thoroughly love it. Why? Like I said, do or die takes least amount of time and eureka, the answer comes just like that. And the root lies in chemical bonding. Okay, so important is periodic properties. Like I said, they are the foundation chapters. Chemical bonding, redox, they are important. Why? Not individually as a chapter, but they act like a tool for other chapters. Okay, so redox chemistry, periodic classification, chemical bonding are a must for inorganic chemistry. Okay, rest coordination compounds a must. If you have missed it, do not miss it. Make up for it. You can't do without coordination chemistry. Not just for JEE mains, for JEE advanced also, it's superbly important, very important, and very scoring chapter. Inorganic in itself is very scoring. And if you observe a pattern like I was saying, I missed that point, there are very handful of stuff, very handful of the questions which requires your cramming skill. Yeah, cramming is a skill. And there are very less amount of questions, if you observe, maybe 2 at max, which requires your cramming. Rest all depends on your understanding. And that's what JEE is supposed to do, check your understanding. So if you're, up to the mark, your foundation is well, you have laid your foundation very well, and that's how you've practiced questions, you would see that you will have thoroughly good time. So Sanatan, if you're weak in coordination, compounds, now's the time to actually do it because it's important. You can see that P block, we are saying that questions that can come from here is 0 to 1. So should I skip it? No. But do not get entangled. There are 2 things. There is one thing called engagement. And there is another thing called entangle. Engage with a chapter. But there is anything that's, bringing you up in its clutches. and you are feeling entangled into it. Don't. Be it a problem in life or a problem in chemistry, if anything is entangling you and making you feel suffocated, give it up. Okay? But give your engagement. Do not compromise on engagement. So P block, do I have to remember all the reactions which are given in NCERT? No, my dear. Then what all should I remember? If you're going through the previous year questions, if you've given enough mock tests, if you have seen exemplar, if you've seen good books, if you've practiced few questions, you would already know they're just handful of questions. Let's say from the inorganic chemistry, xenon reactions are very important. The reaction of copper and zinc with the conc nitric acid and the dilute nitric acid is very important. There are a handful of reactions. Otherwise, it's just bond angle, where chemical bonding is required. It's the making of the structure, where redox knowledge comes into being, how many peroxy linkages, how many oxy bonds, that's it. Will there be any change in JEE syllabus due to JEE Apex board for 2023? So, Hariteja 2023 यार life ऐसे बदल रही है. कुछ नहीं पता है, 23 का तो अभी बोल ही नहीं सकते हैं कुछ. Let's focus on what's next month. आपके लिए सेशन लाइक आई सेड होते रहेंगे. वी आर बैंग ऑन दिस चैनल. बायजूस JEE channel is bang on and is keeping you updated. We are trying our level best to keep engaging you without the entanglement maybe, but yes, for you certainly we're going to come back, don't worry. Not done P and D block, should I go for it? Aman Maurya is asking. Maurya साहब, इसका आंसर आप खुद ही दीजिए. Will you feel confident if you do not do it? You know, certain things in life we do just to feel confident, isn't it? So yes, tip number 1 coming your way, chemical bonding. You can't miss chemical bonding. In order to do inorganic chemistry, all the questions which are related to bond angle, all the questions which are related to structures, all the questions which are related to bond strength, bond order, dissociation, etc., which exists, which doesn't exist. So if you know molecular orbital theory, you know that whichever has bond order 0 will not exist, which all will not exist. These are the kind of questions there are. इंटीजर टाइप क्वेश्चन करने में डर लगता है नेगेटिव मार्किंग के कारण. गलत बात, नेगेटिव मार्किंग है ही नहीं इंटीजर टाइप क्वेश्चन में, तो डर लगना ही नहीं चाहिए, है ना. तो हमेशा इंटीजर टाइप तो करना ही है. देयर इज नो नेगेटिव मार्किंग देयर माय डियर. ओपन अप द प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चंस. ठीक है. So chemical bonding is very important, and memorizing, I would not rather use the term memorize, I would say logically and also intuitively always understand a trend, be it any trend, maybe a trend which is going on Twitter. Understand the underlying reason behind a trend. क्यों हो रहा होगा? If something is trending, why is it trending? If we are talking about the atomic size decreases along the period, why is it? The moment we are talking about group 18, the size is maximum, why is it? It is greater than the group 17, why is it? If you're going down the group, the size increases, why is it? If you understood why, what will already be clear? Isn't it? Hana, Captain Jack Sparrow has actually mentioned very important point. I gave you a trick. In fact, there are many of my sessions already which are there on the YouTube. Maybe you can go through it, help your friends out. I've given certain very important tricks related to the molecular orbital theory that will make your life better. I've given certain tricks related to the electronic configuration that will make your life even better. And these are the kind of questions which comes from inorganic per se. Subhashri ma'am, for organic and inorganic, is NCERT sufficient? None of my sessions go without what Subhashri has asked. None of my sessions go without this question. Is NCERT sufficient? It's the age-old question, probably. Age-old question. So yes, for JEE mains, it will act like a guiding force. It will act like a platform. It will act like a supportive friend for you, but not for JEE advanced. There you would have to be a little advanced, you see. So this is all about today's session. I have already told you the topics, the chapters which were important. If you have anything else to ask, let me know. Then we'll probably meet soon. If you have any doubt, any questions, quickly let me know before I say bye-bye. Make sure you take it easy. You take it simple. You feel confident in yourself. Like I said, strategy is deciding what not to do. So decode what you do not have to do. Make sure you make those short notes that I'm talking about, where you are writing dhan, everything that is important from that particular topic. Right? We have our live sessions going on every day, so keep checking the schedule also. We pick up the hand-picked questions are there, which are done just to help you out in understanding the trends and the pattern better. And once you understand the pattern better, nothing can be better, isn't it? So all the very best, guys. My best wishes to you. My blessings are always with you. Fly high, and you can do it. You will do it. All the very best.